That messy routine you just saw, that's what's quietly deciding your financial future. Most people think their financial situation comes down to income, luck, or big decisions. But in reality, it's being shaped long before any of that even matters. There's a hidden chain reaction happening every single day, and it starts with small, almost invisible habits that seem harmless in the moment. Something as simple as how you spend your morning can either drain your energy and lead to bad decisions, or set you up to make smarter ones all day. And the craziest part? Most people never even realize it's happening. Think about how most mornings actually go. The alarm goes off and you hit snooze. Then you hit it again, and then once more. You finally wake up already feeling behind. First thing you do? Grab your phone and scroll for a few minutes, which turns into 20. Now you're rushing, you skip planning your day, maybe grab something quick and head out the door slightly stressed. That might seem normal, but that one sequence sets the tone for everything that follows. Because when your day starts rushed and reactive, your decisions follow that same pattern. You're more likely to spend impulsively, avoid important tasks, and default to whatever feels easiest in the moment. And over time, those small moments stack up. It's not one bad purchase, it's dozens of small ones. It's not one missed opportunity, it's a pattern of low-energy decisions that keep repeating. That's why so many people feel stuck financially, even when they're trying. Because the real problem isn't obvious, it's built into their daily routine. But here's the part most people miss. You don't need a bigger income, a perfect budget, or some complicated financial strategy to start changing your outcome. What you need is to shift the beginning of your day. Because your routine isn't just a schedule, it's a system. And that system is either working for you or against you. Most advice focuses on what to do with your money, but very few people talk about what controls the decisions behind that money in the first place. And the truth is, if you fix the inputs, your time, your energy, your focus, the financial outcomes start to improve almost automatically. It's not flashy, it's not complicated, but it's incredibly powerful. You have to start seeing your routine differently. Instead of thinking of it as just how you start your day, think of it as the launch sequence for everything that follows. Because every action creates momentum. If you start your day distracted, rushed, and reactive, you carry that energy forward. But if you start with even a small amount of intention, it shifts how you think, how you act, and how you decide. It's like a chain reaction. One small action leads to another, and then another. For example, in my own routine, the first 30 minutes of my day are simple but intentional. I make my bed right away. Then I go wash my face, and after that I cook breakfast. None of those things are big or complicated, but they put me in a completely different mindset. I'm not reacting, I'm starting my day with control. And that carries into everything else I do. Compare that to immediately grabbing your phone and letting your attention get pulled in different directions before you've even had a chance to think. That small difference in how you start creates a completely different path for the rest of your day. And better decisions, repeated consistently, are what ultimately build financial stability. So here's how to actually start using this in your own life. Keep it simple. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Start with just the first 30 minutes of your day. Don't touch your phone right away. Give yourself even 10 to 15 minutes before you check anything. That alone can completely change your mental state. Next, do one intentional action. It doesn't have to be big. It could be making your bed, writing down your top priorities, or just taking a moment to think through your day. The goal isn't perfection, it's direction. Then set a small financial awareness trigger. Something simple like quickly checking your bank balance or reminding yourself of a goal. This keeps your decisions aligned without adding pressure. And finally, create a repeatable pattern. The key isn't doing it perfectly, it's doing it consistently. Even a few minutes each day builds momentum. Now here's where this really starts to matter. Let's say your improved routine helps you make just slightly better decisions each day. Maybe you avoid a $10 impulse purchase. Maybe you spend a little more time on something productive. Maybe you make one smarter financial choice. That doesn't seem like much in a single day, but over time, it adds up. Over a year, that's thousands of dollars either saved, invested, or used more intentionally. And if that money is invested, even modestly, it begins to compound. But more importantly, it's not just the money compounding, it's the behavior. You become someone who thinks before spending, someone who acts with intention, someone who builds instead of reacts. And that identity shift is what creates long-term financial growth. This is where most people underestimate the power of small habits. They're looking for big breakthroughs, big wins, big changes, big results. But real progress usually comes from small actions repeated over time. Your routine becomes your default, and your default determines your direction. So instead of trying to change everything overnight, focus on building a system that works quietly in the background. A system that makes good decisions easier. A system that reduces friction. A system that aligns your daily actions with your long-term goals. Because once that system is in place, you don't have to rely on motivation. You just follow the pattern. And over time, that pattern becomes your reality. At the end of the day, your financial future isn't being decided in one big moment. It's being shaped in the small ones, the ones that feel insignificant, the ones you barely think about. But those are the ones that matter most. The best time to fix your routine was months ago. The second best time is the next time you wake up. So don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Just start small. One better decision. One intentional morning. One shift in direction. Because once you change the way your day starts, you start changing where your life ends up. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out my recent videos. I post weekly. I appreciate your support and hope to see you next time.